Um, yes. Okay. All right. So you're the main screen now, and while I take the subtle side. So thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining this live stream.
Thanks for
To
having
and yeah, so to anyone that is going to be viewing this, I really want to say that I apologize for the visibility of for the issues with my visibility. I hit a snag with my camera like shortly before this live stream. So thank you so much for joining. And with me today, I have Miss Stella Inabo, myself, I'm Oluwatobi Olaniro, and I'm a content marketer. And Stella Inabo was responsible for getting me started on a new path, which is like everything I write now is like case studies, case studies. It's been
me.
fun, like yeah, like it's been kind of fun so far. And I would love you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so super excited that my talk at South African set you on this path. I'm Stella Inabo. I currently work as a content marketer at Float, a US software company. I've been doing content marketing for software companies for about 6 years now. I'm doing fun. Worked
Wow.
in-house as an agency and as a freelancer. Yeah.
Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. So, I mean, it's like I noticed there's a pattern, right? Where every single marketer, every professional has to kind of journey through this thing where they are doing freelance before they eventually end up in-house. Is there a reason
Mm.
for that exactly?
I think it depends. So like different people have different reasons for going
Okay.
in-house or freelancing, and you find that people also go in-house then they become freelancers. But
Okay.
for a lot of people I know, it was because of stability, because what you find with freelancing is that your potential to make a lot of money is high, the
Mm,
potential to also not make any money at all is high.
promise,
So
promise. Yeah.
if you want that stability, in-house a lot of times is the best place. Another reason why in-house people go from freelance to in-house is because the type of work you can do is more extensive when
Okay.
you are in-house. So for example, the chance of me ever working on a case study while freelancing, that's really low. But
No.
because I
Okay.
went in-house, I was able to work on projects which
Yeah.
actually changed my perspective around marketing.
Wow.
And yours too. Yeah.
Mm, yeah, thank you so much. I mean, because we went in house, myself as a freelancer, I'm not interested in case studies. Yeah, so
Yeah.
my own trajectory is a little bit different. I'm the guy that loves to play around every single aspect. I mean, I
Mm.
hardly see any writer that says they got into video, they've delivered brochures, they've done graphics design. Literally, I've been the also guy, like heavy. God have mercy
Yeah.
on me, man. But I mean, I kind of enjoy it because that's pretty much what freelance is. There was a time I was trying to get in house and it was quite stressful. So I just told myself, yeah, just focus on the one that's working for you and don't stress. And I think
Yeah.
that's advice to anyone. Don't sit down expecting that magic to happen. Let the magic meet you in the process of being in the right space. So you
Yeah.
have portfolios to show, you have a lot to do. So yeah, I want you to kind of elaborate a little bit more on this thing you talk about quite a lot. I sincerely have gone through your profile. I've seen the robustness of your experience, and I can tell you that I'm inspired. Like, I mean, I've seen Aduku Studios. I've seen a lot. Like, I don't know if I'm right with Aduku. Yeah, but I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of awesome stuff. So basically, what exactly got you started on case studies? What or was it your manager who gave you the insight so much so that you were able to do an entire speech so much well delivered at South Africa? Yeah.
Okay. So what got me started on case studies? It was actually just the need for the brand to update the case studies we had. So we I've been afloat for like 3 years, and then um I think in my second year we noticed that the case studies we have are really old, and when you compare it to our competitors, they had way more that were updated, showed like their new products value and all of those things that our own case studies did not as at that time, because they're from several years ago. And then I got assigned to a project to update the case studies. I think there were about five or so, and then write new ones. And it began. It was the most interesting thing I had worked on, because it was a new type of content, and it was also a cross-functional effort. So for the first time, I was working with sales, I was working with CS, and like it was so cool working with design, or rather than like your usual, blog post that you just
Yeah.
write on your own with you, the editor, and then you're done. For the insights part, that did not come until when I started speaking to the customers. So, we always hear marketers should speak to customers, and we know it's like, I've heard it a million times. And it's not very easy, because a lot of times it's either you're outside, like you're freelancing, or you're in an agency, or even when you're inside, you're quite busy. And then you never get that opportunity. So we make do with like, maybe going through sales calls, transcripts and stuff like that, that are more of like secondary sources of information, as opposed to speaking directly to the customer. Now, while saying this, your when you think of speaking to customers, what comes to mind is not a case study call, but I feel like the best marketers are those who make do with what they are giving. So at that point, I discovered that when I'm talking to these people, I'm learning so much more about them while they were prospects, and even some of their behaviors as customers that would help improve how I'm marketing to them. Another thing that stood out to me was that, because the field I'm in, resource management, there isn't a lot of information about it. There's like, people do this thing every day, but it's not spelled out as resource management. So I really struggled like the first few years that I was there. But as I was speaking to people, I was like, oh, so this is how XYZ things works, as opposed to what I thought it would work. And what sorry, yeah, that's the correct sentence. And I was amazed. And I literally, there were sometimes I went back to articles I had written to go and correct some things, because I'm like, oh, this is absolutely different from reality.
Yeah. So it kind of was a revealing experience for you, basically.
It was.
Yeah,
was.
that's a lovely one. I mean, it was one of the things that caught my attention, because it's been a basic struggle for me, especially for the period before Search African had been bothered about, okay, what's the future for me as a content marketer? For me, I've always had this complex where I felt like I came from a field I could have literally stayed with, which was engineering. So for me to be struggling, trying to figure out the path, felt like, wait, what's happening here? Because everybody was thinking marketing was going to go to wherever after AI came, right? So, but I mean, the idea is finding new pieces or new variants of content over these years has really been an impressive thing for me. That was why I kind of jumped on it straight away, because I was like, no, video content, awesome. Subsequently, I found out that, okay, case studies could literally tie written content and video together. So why not, right? So, but there was something you said, right, about freelancing. You said it's a possibility that you would get a lot of money or you make nothing at all. What does that really mean? Yeah.
It means that work is not stable except you're at a certain place in your career. So for a lot of people who start out, like if you don't even have a process in place, maybe you found work because somebody brought you onto a gig that maybe they outsourced to you, or maybe you have your own clients, right? And then you're working with them. And if you don't have a system for constantly getting people to hire you month to month, or retainers, you might make maybe 5K a month, and the next month you won't make anything. And even when you have systems, sometimes things go out of your control. Like you can be working with a company, everything's fine, and then your person of contact is laid off, or maybe they're cutting budgets, which happens a lot, right? And all of these things make it really hard to build a career. I'm not saying that freelancing can't work. Freelancing is wonderful. A lot of people have made sustainable income through it, but
Income,
we need to be like truthful about things. It's also
yeah,
not easy.
easy, yeah,
Yes. And I mentioned getting to a point where things are stable or better. It
mm-hmm.
does even out at some point. So for
Yeah,
a lot of people, what they find is that as they have built their personal brand, as they have built relationships with customers, they have repeat customers, they have inbound. Some people also have like inbound leads coming into them as well. Some people have really good outbound um processes where they're reaching out to prospects, they're building those relationships, they're the first person that comes to mind when a brand needs to outsource work. So if you have that in place, it makes it easier. And
mm,
then there's the emotional part. For me, I'm an anxious bird. I am very
wow,
anxious, right?
okay,
So I noticed that I really struggled for the years I was freelancing. Months that I didn't get any work, I struggled a lot.
mm,
And like just being very sad, wondering there's
yeah,
something wrong with me.
exactly,
And I just knew that was not sustainable for me. So
yeah.
it's a choice, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it kind of adds up because I've been there. I've been anxious like anything in this freelance thing, yeah, where I'm just doing a lot of trying to get a new job. Maybe a project was wrapping up, and I just feel like, wait, this cannot serve myself, my family anymore. I need to get something new. Yeah, the anxiety part, there's a lot, but I mean, I think eventually we all find our paths, and yeah,
Yeah.
what works
All
for
good.
us, we
Mhm.
stay with us basically. Yeah, thank you so much for that. I think I want you to drop in a few more words about what's the power of case studies for businesses. Yeah, what
Okay.
exactly is the power? Because I see that when I searched, I saw that case study body. I talk about them a lot because they are people that I look forward to. They scaled that
Me
business so
too.
well that
Yeah.
it got acquired. And you wonder
Mm-hmm.
what exactly made them identify such a niche, right? Because
Yeah.
most content marketers were focused on SEO, basically, just SEO. A little bit of a few of us talk about social media from time to time, but I mean, the clients should be doing the talking. That's the idea of case studies. Instead of forcing it, doing a lot of marketing, doing a lot of extras. The moment you have
Mhm.
someone saying, no, Toby did this job well, they don't need ads for it. They get a gig immediately. It's happened to me, and that's why I'm saying it. I've only
Yeah.
published 2 video case studies because I'm now big on video content. But the idea is, it's like it works like magic. The guy said, "Oh, he already got leads from the post. We've not promoted," and I'm like, "No, what's up?" So, what exactly is the power of case studies for businesses? Please share with us. Yeah.
I'm just going to say that all content types have a place in it,
Mm,
and they all contribute to your content strategy, moving your business goals forward. I think the what we have right is that formats like blog posts and just let's say your yeah basically formats like blog posts are easy to outsource to people, and that's what a lot of people start with.
mm,
You for something like case studies, you find that those are harder to get as
yeah.
jobs. Like you don't just find someone saying, oh, we want to write a case study, bring someone in. But
Yeah.
case study body found that niche and they did really well in it.
Mm,
And I think other people can do that as well. And this, I will answer your question. I just want to point something out. I
yeah.
think with AI and just the different things going on in the industry, you can diversify by format. So there's someone who's currently doing reports. I can't
Mm,
remember her name right now, but once I do, I'll let you know. But her focus is just reports.
mm,
And if you think about it, her being the first option or the first person that is being called to do work is very high as opposed to maybe articles. You get, but within articles, you can also focus on like product-led articles or maybe bottom of the funnel articles, because those do require some specialization to write. So just in case you're thinking of how to distinguish yourself, that's an option. Now, the value of case studies to businesses.
Yeah.
When you think about B2B, which is my own industry, a lot of times the buyer decision is not made by one person. You have to convince a lot of people that this decision is worth it. And a lot of the people who are even thinking of getting your software, or that's if you're selling software, so they are considering a lot of things, a lot of other options. They are also trying to make sure that they don't fail, because there's a chance that if they implement your software and things go bad, they will be blamed. And that's not good. You want to ensure that whatever you're going with is the right one. So case studies are strong proof points that whatever they need to achieve, the jobs to be done, they need to achieve, can be done using your tool, because they can see other people with similar titles in similar situations at being able to get the results that they need using your product or service. So it's like you can't argue with this. You wanted to do this, this person has done that. And then we go back to the whole thing about having multiple decision makers. Even when you're making a case for your product or service, it's easy for them to say, look at this company that maybe we're competing with, or maybe we are trying to be like, or we respect, or is in a similar sector or industry or size as us. They use this tool, they got this thing. So there's a high chance of us achieving this, and being able to convince those stakeholders a lot of times is very important. Then also within this sales process, it obviously makes things easier. So for example, our sales team uses our case studies, like even just a quote from a big name brand that has used our company, like if they put it in a pitch deck, that helps increase the chances of convincing a prospect to consider our tool. And beyond the sales aspects, which a lot of us focus on, within case studies lie insights about customer behavior while they were prospects and after they became customers. So you can find out their buying triggers, you can find out their pain points, you can find out their processes, like this is how they were doing XYZ thing before they found your tool. These are the alternatives you're considering. You can also find out objections. I love that, because like when you're speaking to people, they're like, you know what, we almost did not go with your software, if not for XYZ thing. And you would have never known that if you did not run a case study. And all of this can now feed into your positioning. It can feed into the copy that you're writing. It can even feed into topics, exploring the formats that you are communicating with people, or rather communicating the value of your product to. Because when speaking to customers, sometimes you find out the channels that they go to look for information about solutions, which is gold. That's like so valuable.
I really love I really love that. Thank you so much. It's been a very clearly described process from one point to the other through the entire organization and how it works with both stakeholders and people that are prospects as well. I think so that I wouldn't make this all about case studies, although it's actually my case studies chat. I really want to know what exactly drives your passion to making more people knowledgeable about technology. I've seen that a lot on your status. Talk about the resources you're putting together for secondary school students. Talk about your journey to Nasarawa. And then I was asking, are you closer to Nasarawa as a person, or it's just a long journey you made down to that place?
Okay, so I'll answer your last question first. Nasarawa is about 1 hour, maybe 30 minutes away from me, or the school I went to. So I'm close, but not too close. Like
Too close.
it's in a nearby state. So I why do I like sharing information? I love teaching people things. Like a lot of my friends, anytime they just mention, oh, I have this issue, or someone who might not be a friend, and it's just like, I'm interested in XYZ thing. I've gone to look for something to help them figure out whatever they need, because knowledge is there and everyone should have access to it. Also, because knowledge changed my life.
Wow.
So I always reference the start of my technology career, where I saw somebody running a blog
Yeah.
about the state I lived in, like just covering where to go, what to do, all of that. And then I went for a technology, like a women's conference or something. I met her.
Okay.
She set up a blog for me. I started blogging, and then she connected me with my first writing gig.
Oh,
I didn't even know you could make money from writing, but all of this goes to show that sometimes you need to see somebody um in a field doing something for you to know it's possible. And then sometimes you need someone to open the door for you as
sure.
well.
Sure.
So when I think about that and how my life is so much different because of those events, and
Yeah.
like why did I share knowledge? And also very passionate about making space for more people of color, because we think about it like there is so much that could help, like the economic advancement of people like myself,
Yes, ma'am.
when they know that these things exist.
Yeah.
So I put it out there. I want people to be happy. I want people to be prosperous. And if sharing a link to something is
What
going to help
else?
them,
Yeah.
why not? Yeah.
Thank you so much. I mean, that's, I would say that's the FCDC spirit. Yeah. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
yeah. So basically, I would like to round up on the note that um I want you to put a word to this overemphasis on AI, because when you look through all of the fluff, I think
Mm,
it's just another technology to take advantage of, instead of
mm,
making it feel as though jobs are getting lost. The truth is,
mm,
I'm sorry, maybe I've become more of an objective person over the years. I've discovered that they said electric vehicles were going to phase out fossil fuel vehicles in a bit in the shortest time possible. But the truth is, now we see the reality that is about 20 to 30 years out. And the same thing looks like what's going to likely happen. Of course, the cycle might be shorter for AI because it's moving rapidly. But the question is, how can we kind of manage the threat AI is bringing to jobs and make the best of the opportunity it presents instead? Yeah.
yeah, I love the question. So and I agree with a lot of your points. I think when new technology is introduced, there's a hype. It's only natural, right? And if you think about like the crypto and blockchain, remember when everyone was just focused on like NFTs, and then doing like bringing all sorts of coins out and doing rug pulls and everything. Amidst all of that noise, the underlying technology of blockchain was there, it was being developed, and right now the use cases are better and
Mm,
more sustainable.
yeah.
So I feel like right now, because this is new and it's also like it's improving at a rapid rate, let's just be very honest, it will change the industry. It will also mean that people want to get ahead and use it in whatever way that they can, just so that they don't miss the first mover advantage. And
Exactly.
that's why we have a lot of pressure. Oh, you need to use AI to do this. Oh, look at how I'm doing that and all of this. Instead of actually asking, where are the places that we actually need this technology
Yeah.
to be applied?
Mm,
But it's humans, right? These are the things that we do, and it's fine. What I would just say is, instead of focusing on everything that everyone else is doing,
yeah.
think more objectively.
Okay.
What are the inefficiencies that it makes sense to use AI for, and not just like
Taking it
thinking,
all at once.
yes, like not just thinking about, oh, I need to generate a blog post. If within content operations, or maybe even within any part of the business, really, where can we apply AI to reduce inefficiencies? Where can we use it to make things that need to be faster? Because that's the thing. We're applying to stuff that honestly should take time. And while we're also using this, let's think about environmental impact, because these tools are great, but what type of world are we living in where we know it's threatening water supplies and then we're just using it indiscriminately? I'm not out here saying I don't use AI. It's just, do you need to prompt an email with that? Do you need to write that social post with it? Like, think about the best ways to use this technology. Yes. And then another thing, don't be swept away by the hype. Like, I feel a lot of pressure because everybody is trying to understand this thing and they're putting all sorts of information out there. But where I am, and this is a privileged take, I know, I'm sitting and trying to wait for the dust to settle and then focus on the most important thing. While I'm waiting for the dust to settle, I'm learning about the fundamentals of this tool. Because another thing is that people are using the technology and don't understand how it works. So it could be as simple as, instead of opting for maybe somebody's template on LinkedIn where they are giving you a prompt, you go and take a Google course where they are introing you to how large language models work. Because when you understand how they work, the way you use them is different. Another thing I would say is that during this time, you need to double down on your skills, because what I've noticed, the best people, when it comes to AI usage, the best way to use it is when you already are good at whatever field that is. If you're designing AI, you understand fundamental design principles, you're writing with it, you're creating videos with it, you understand what makes a good video, a good article. Because if you have no taste and you go and prompt, you just accept anything that comes out. This might eventually become part of our workflow. So it's best that you are already good at that workflow so that you know how to integrate it and where to not outsource your work to it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I mean, I would have asked that, how do you use it in your current workflow? But I mean, you already mentioned a few. You're still in a relaxed mode. But I mean, guys are in freelance. Is it that we pivoted, or we literally just have to start doing AI writing, which is actually gibberish, because they messed up the whole SEO thing with crazy volume of content in the least possible time with the worst rates. And now AI is like making it even cheaper. Like, but I mean, I'm not up for that. So I'm enjoying my journey. But basically, if anybody wants to enter marketing now, what will you say to them as your last words of rounding up this chat? If anybody's entering marketing, what should they prepare for? What will life be like? What are the words you have for them? Thanks.
So funny enough, I'm actually working on a guide for entry-level marketers. I'm releasing it as a newsletter on my Substack. And it's crazy because this seems like the worst time to get into marketing, because even people who have worked at the big companies don't have jobs. But one thing that I know is that marketing is a concept that will always exist. The mediums, the formats, whatever, they will change, but people will need to be convinced to buy, right? So I would say learn the fundamentals, learn how marketing works, learn how human psychology works, learn about buyer and customer behavior. Because once you know those things, it's easier for you to apply them no matter how the landscape changes, right? Because it will keep changing and keep changing. You can't say that 20 years from now, whatever we're doing will keep happening. Like, it will probably change, right? The other thing is, I think, don't be discouraged by what you hear, and look for places that not everyone is venturing into because it's hard, and then do the
like
hard work. Yes. Like this report, like there was someone, I think her name is Chidima. She released a whole report on the state of content writing in Nigeria in like last year. That was a lot of work, but I know her. any room that I enter, if someone's like, oh, I want to do a report, I'm recommending her straight up.
Yes, yes,
So
ma'am.
it's mostly like doing it's much harder now, because honestly back then you could just get someone who take a chance on you and give you work.
Yeah.
But right now you need to like actually be out there
Top
doing
level
some
game. Yeah.
work. And also don't rush to be a thought leader. If you don't know anything, that's fine.
Keep quiet.
Share. Yes. No, not
Yeah.
keep quiet. Like share the things that you know. Like this is
Okay.
my process to do this. This
Mm.
is what I don't know. Help me, because
Yes.
a lot of connections I have today. You know the funny thing, I got on a call with the owner of Case Study Body. How? I posted
Whoa.
a I posted
Yeah.
a question and he was like,
Let's go.
I think it was my manager that now tagged him, like, oh, do you have? So, yes, there was a bit of nepotism. But the point
Yeah,
is,
let's
I
go.
go on a call with him because I asked the question. Imagine if
Nepo
I want,
baby. Nepo baby.
yes,
Right,
fine,
yeah.
yes, yes. But imagine if I wanted to behave like I had it all together,
Yeah.
which nobody does, by the way. I would have never had an opportunity to meet him and show him a business idea I had, which is Aduku Studios, by the way.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's lovely. Thank you so much for that. I think you said some of the things I have in mind, because ultimately I've always had in mind that even if marketing stops being a profession for me, the mindset it gives is enough to have a successful enterprise. I think
Yeah.
that's one thing I can take away from marketing
Mhm.
any day. And I really just want to appreciate you for taking your time for this. I know
Thank
you have to
you for
run
having
very
me.
soon, and
Yeah.
maybe one of these days I'll have a reloaded version where there will be a
Let's
better
do it.
audience,
Yeah,
and then
let's do it.
it makes it more accessible to more people. Thank you so
Sure.
much for joining me, and do have a lovely day today.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
So thank you all for watching. That was Stella Inabo. She had to run, and I really hope to have more episodes of this. Thank you for watching, and have a lovely day today. Bye for now.